Well, the wait's over and it's round one of the British Kart Championships here at PFI. And for Ambition Motorsport, this is a return to the top level of British karting for the first time since 2017. Now, across the season, we're going to be picking up all of the main updates from Around the Awning, speaking to the likes of Paul Janes, Danny Crutterton, and of course the drivers. Now, this is the first round, so what better place to start than an introduction of the 6 drivers driving for the team in 2019.
Ewan Charman, age 11, from Hampshire, running a Synergy kart powered by Bonsoft.
2018 was a great year for Ewan, and he enters his first British Championship campaign as the reigning Camberley Winter Champion. He has shown the pace to push towards the front in 2019 and will be supported by Dad Charlie on the spanners.
Freddie Hull, age 10, from Essex, running a Synergy kart and powered by RPM.
Freddie has been storming up the field, with a recent top 5 finish at Shennington testament to his progress. A fearless racer who loves to battle, 2019 is Freddie's time to make his mark. He'll be heading to the grid with Dad Jason at his side.
Jacob Gilman, age 10, from Surrey, running a Project 1 kart and powered by RPM.
The last 12 months have seen significant progress alongside coach and mechanic Tom Truscott, and a run of podium finishes at club events around the country leaves Jacob poised to make further progress in 2019.
Josh Rudd, age 12, from Essex, running a Project 1 kart and powered by RPM.
Josh's debut season in the British Kart Championship represents the culmination of a journey that started in Clubman 3 years ago. Over this time, he has built up the pace to make an impact this season, with his dad Dan alongside every step of the way.
Mitchell Gibbons, age 11, from Middlesex, running a Project 1 kart and powered by RPM.
Mitch enters this British Championship campaign determined to run consistently at the front of the field. A member of the McLaren DNA driver programme, confidence is high after a strong run of recent results. As ever, Mitch will have stepfather Steve Savage at his side.
Danny Shields, age 12, from Dubai, running a Project 1 kart and powered by RPM.
Danny has been competing recently in the Minimax category back home in Dubai and is determined to show his pace and talent on the UK stage. The jet lag won't get in the way of his desire to succeed, with Piers Walsh alongside him this year. So we've obviously seen an introduction just now to all of the drivers within the team. I'm here now with Paul on the eve of the first weekend. Literally, it's dark now, as you can see. Now, Paul, we've gone through all of the drivers. Let's talk about them in a bit more detail. So first of all, we've got Mitch, obviously. You can almost argue sort of leading the way at the front. You must be really pleased to have him back in the team.
Yeah, no, Mitch has done a good job over the last couple of months. He's come back to us. He was a driver that we nurtured from the start, from his karting career. We had a period where we had time off because of family commitments. Myself, Danny, and a few members of staff had our little first child, so we had a year off the British Champs, but now we're back. End of last year we sort of pushed with Jack Clements, got him a number, and Mitchell's come back with us after being with the Heinz Racing team, and we are gonna
ready to make that step up,
push it all the way to the front this year. The last couple of months we've been very successful. Done a lot with him, and we've won the last sort of 3 club meetings on the bounce. So leading up to this weekend, we are very positive of his performance.
He's got some good, talking about people who are on good runs of form, let's talk about Freddie Hull for a second, because obviously Freddie has literally come flying up on the rails. I mean, last weekend at Shennington, really, really strong performance. You must be expecting great things from him this year.
No, he's been what I would say a natural talent, born natural talent, but he didn't have what he the areas that he needs to work on with his sort of on-track position driving in sort of a race mode, as we call it. So we've been working on that. He's adapted to it very well, a very good listener, and obviously last weekend at Shennington he got fast up in the final and drove from, I'd say, 20th to 5th. So very, very pleased with his performance recently, and good thing about it, he is 110% karting. He wants it so bad. Yeah. So if you've got a child which is like that and wants to do well, it's a lot easier for us to work with because he's always going to give it his all.
So he's got that passion. Now, obviously, we spoke about a couple of drivers who've been with the team for, obviously, for Mitch's case, a long while back and came back, and like Freddie's been here for a while. We've also got a new driver with the team joining for the British Championship, Ewan Charman, who's shown great pace as well in the past, and he's obviously on board for the team this weekend. I mean, you must be pleased that that deal got done to get him into the
order. No, that was a late deal done around about 2 weeks ago. He did his first race weekend with us at Kimbolton, one of the venues we're going to visit this year. Had a very, very successful weekend. Didn't have the right result in the final because of some on-track racing, but he is definitely one to watch, and he has got another year in it as well next year. So he's going to be very fast this year, and he's definitely going to be exceptional next year.
Yeah, and obviously talk about drivers with another year in this category next year, which obviously does help them to have their preparation year to move on to make hopefully better things next year. Obviously Jacob Gilman, another driver who a year ago I think only just started karting and now finds himself in the British Championships 12 months later. I mean, obviously more progress I'm guessing over the course of the last year or so. Yeah,
no, he was obviously a new starter this time last year, about 12-13 months ago, and he has come a long way from obviously driving around Bayford Meadows once a month to actually now pushing top 15 at big meetings where all the championship drivers are going to be at. He has also been very exceptional in the rain. He loves the wet compared to the dry, and I think he's going to be very, very strong this year. He's going to surprise a few people for sure.
Yeah, and the one driver I'm really keen to speak about, Josh Rudd. Now, Josh is a really good example of, I think, what people really love to get out of this team here at Ambition, because Josh has been with you for a while, and he's probably a good example of a driver that you've sort of seen develop and almost grow up with you, I suppose, because obviously he started in Honda Clubman at Lydd, and it's a lovely journey really, because he's gone from that all the way through to this weekend with a British Championships basically.
Yeah, it's his first British Championship event. He's going to be very nervous. As always, he's come through club racing, which is a little bit less, I would say, full as this. But to be fair, he just needs a little bit of an arm over his shoulder. He needs a bit of confidence boost, and he'll be pushing top 15 for sure.
Yeah, that's obviously Josh. Now, one person that we know who's probably going to take the prize for longest commute to a race this week, and I would have thought, Danny Shields, obviously travelling all the way over from Dubai for the events now, so that's commitment for sure. But not just the fact that he's travelling a long way, the kid's got pace, hasn't he? Because obviously racing over in Dubai in Minimax, I believe, very competitive racing over there, and he's done very well there. Looking forward, I think, to making the sort of step over to see how he does in the UK. Yeah,
well, the competition level over in the Honda Cadet category in the UK is very, very strong. I'd say one of the strongest categories in cadet karting. We've brought Danny over here to develop his skill on track as a racer. He has shown exceptional pace over in the UAE, racing all over, even up to the World Finals, Miami World Finals. But he is fast. Every time he gets to track, he is fast. It's just nurturing that talent he's got to be competitive in the UK. Yeah. And for sure, he's definitely a great character to be having the awning, for sure.
I'm glad you mentioned about character, because obviously when you put it all together, that's obviously 6 drivers. You must be pleased with like the team ethos that you've got, the chemistry that you've got around the team. Really quickly, I suppose, to wrap up, the process that you're going to go over the weekend with these drivers, obviously. Be interesting to know how you're going to approach this weekend. I'm guessing a track walk to start and then take it on from there?
No, we're going to obviously do the track walk at 7:30 both mornings, and obviously work on each driver, especially with the data that they give us over the course of the practice sessions, and obviously working on the cart as well, making sure we get the best out of them for the equipment that they're driving on. Because at the end of the day, it's how they feel comfortable in the car, how relaxed they feel before they approach any racing, because they're always going to perform better if they're a lot more chilled out.
Brilliant. Well, as I was going to say, we'll wrap up soon now. You can probably hear that the rain's coming down outside as we speak. But look, one of the things about being, I suppose, a non-works team, you've got multiple partners probably that you work with on the chassis and the engine side that you'd like to thank this weekend, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, obviously we're not tied into anyone. We like to be independent on that side of things. We're a small team. We don't manufacture anything. We are here solely for driver development and making sure we beat them factory teams, because for us, obviously the Project One and the Synergy cart has been very good in the Honda Cadet category, and we couldn't have done it obviously without RPM and Bontoff. They've been great partners for us, helping our drivers to be at the front, and all the work behind the scenes that they put in is very appreciated.
Brilliant. Well, here we go. It's getting late now, so we're all going to head back probably now. Thanks very much, Paul.
No worries.
On to the first weekend. Fingers crossed that it goes well.
Yeah, look forward to it.
We know we've got the team in place.
No, watch this space for sure. Definitely watch this space.
Awesome. Nice one. Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Thank you.